Hi there, I'm going to do a video on how to use a Dremel. I use a Chicago Electric Power Tools Dremel on how to drill a hole in a santorini. These are extra thin, but you can do them, thin, and it just takes longer the thicker they go. I personally like to use the diamond bits that are flat on top. I'm going to use this one because it's a little bit larger and you can see. That have a flat top. Sometimes the different shanks, so the opposite end of it is called a shank. Sometimes the shank is too small or too large. So you have to check with your power tool. I think mine's a 1/8, or maybe actually it's a little bit bigger because if I wind up getting these bits that are a little bit too thick, I actually just wrap a piece of tape around it. And I don't use it for a long time. In one sitting because of the tape. Make sure your Dremel is going to be plugged into a GFI outlet because we are going to be drilling with water. So I'm going to show you what I do without actually doing it for just 2 seconds or just a couple seconds here so I can explain what it is what I do without the noise. So I actually come in, I dipped this in water. I just dipped it in water. And I actually started off outside of my little dish of water. So here's my little dish of water that I'll wind up drilling the entirety of it under. And also I suggest wearing a dust mask. Because although the water brings down the dust, there is a little bit of dust that happens. So what I do is I come in at an angle instead of going all the way up. And the reason why I do that is I don't want it to, if you go in straight down, it winds up skidding off. But if you come in at an angle with the edge, it kind of makes a small little divot. And then I work my way up perpendicular to the stone. So before I actually do this, I'm going to explain what I do. I do not put any push on the stone at all. I just use the weight of this to make sure that, or just the weight of this and gravity. That's enough weight. If you have a very thicker stone, you might have to maybe give it a little tiny nudge. But after I make my way up, I wind up, and I'm going to exaggerate this movement. I wind up going in circles, and I'm exaggerating it so that you can see what I'm doing. And I just do that for a couple of seconds. And once there's like a solid little tiny hole there, I start to make this is very exaggerated. I start to make big circles with the entire machine so that the edges wind up making it. And I'm talking very, very tiny movements. I'm exaggerating it so you know what I'm doing. I'm not sure if I mentioned, don't use like a plastic container or something that the Dremel can go through because you'll wind up with water everywhere. So I usually set mine at the highest speed. You can find your own comfort on that. So I'm just going to start this outside of the water. And you're going to see that I come in from the angle and come up. So if you go like this, it has a tendency of skidding out. And now you're scratching the rock. You come in at an angle, then I go straight up. Then I bring it over to the water. You'll see how small of a circle movement I am making. You'll see how small of a movement I'm making. And because when you start, the one side, the hole's going to be a little bit larger than the other. So what I do is I just flip it around. And I don't do this part in the water either. I flip it around to the back side. And again, I make that small little circular movement around it, just to make the backside a little bit larger, to make it a little bit more equal to the other side. Anyways, I hope you learned something. Again, GFI outlet, tray without, not plastic tray or something that's gonna create any holes. You could see this one. I've drilled through so many little holes on that, but this is very thick, so it's never gone through on this one. But if you hit plastic, it's just going to go right out, or it's going to go right through and you're going to get water everywhere. Hopefully you learned something. Again, you can do this with different thicknesses. It just, the thicker ones are going to just be more time consuming. Hope you have a great day. Oh, I wanted to mention, the Dremel I got was from Harbor Freight. It's a very cheap one. It's like $30 and it comes with a ton of bits, including some of the diamond grit ones. I think they have a smaller one that's like $10. You can get a really good deal on these like anywhere. I just happen to use mine often, so I was willing to pay $29.99 plus their coupon. So anyways, I hope you have a great day. Bye.